Hello and welcome to our page again. This is Abeko Ochi on YouTube. Kindly subscribe and stay relevant here. Also, put on your notification button and make sure that as and when all trickles in, you get a bit of all here on this page so that you can also contribute as well. Well, there's been a lot that's been happening in the football circles, and this time around, we want to turn our attention a bit and look at what's been happening also in the foreign front. A lot of things to talk about, and interestingly, we want to take a look at a lot of the events which have been happening with the games that had transpired over the weekend. So, this season, we are beginning a new campaign, and it is what we term the football analysis. And on this platform, what we want to look at is we want to look at a lot of the games in the foreign space and give some attention to it as well. So I've been communicating with my guys and trying to find out from them what they think about the new campaign. So I've been asking them three important questions in relation to the leagues across Europe. So my first important question that I've been asking, and on this edition, I speak with Obra Kofi. And he said the Obra Kofi is with an exclamation, so you have to put that right in for him. So Obra Kofi have been answering three important questions. The first week of reactions from Europe's top games. This week we looked at the English Premier League. We took a look at the Spanish League a bit as well, and I'm going to also give my my session, if you want of words, my commentary on it as well. So the first important question I was asking Obrankofi is, which are the teams that are likely to cause upsets to the big teams this season and why? And again, I also put to him the question of from the preseason matches played, including the Community Shield, and of course lots of the games played in the friendlies in Europe. I mean, from the first games, who are the title contenders this season? Or will we have any surprises as well? And I also was asking the question, which of the new signings stood out in his first game and why? So these are the important questions that I've been asking Obra Kofi, and he's been giving interesting responses to.
So I would like to begin my submission by making this call. I believe Arsenal is likely to win the EPL this season. I hate it, but that's what it is. I think the squad depth and the chemistry from last season has shot right into this particular season. And it was a very beautiful game that they played against Nottingham Forest. Some pundits have compared their performance against that of the champions playing away from home against Burnley. But I feel Arsenal's effort are really, really, really commendable. I mean, having a new signing like Declan Rice controlling affairs in the midfield, I think tactically Arteta and his team still has it all together, and this season hopefully will be theirs. Newcastle and Aston Villa was a great game. I think I loved that game, and it's all because of the element of surprise. No one expected that tension and that much action in a game like that. New signings, Tolani and Diaby making a mark for both sides within the first 10 minutes of action. And with that, I think all the new signings in the EPL had a brilliant debut, with the exception of Mount. I don't know why Manchester United went in for that player. I think that addition was not needed. He had a very bizarre debut for Manchester United, and I think it will remain the same. It's gonna be like that all season. Chelsea, Liverpool. Oh, that was a big one. It was too big for an opener of the season for both sides, but I think it was a brilliant game. Chelsea should have grabbed all 3 points, in my opinion. Chelsea really did well. Chelsea played all the game. They controlled all aspects of the field. But the penalty that was disallowed, or the penalty that wasn't called for Liverpool, was a rub. I think it was a clear penalty. The ball clearly struck the arm of Jackson. And I was asking this question, that what if it was a Liverpool striker who controlled the ball with his arm and then scored? Would it have been a valid goal? I think they would have called it back for a foul. So I think it should have been a penalty. But 1-1, it was for both teams, and I think it was fair. Talk of fairness, I think Chelsea is not being fair with such an addition to their midfield, sealing Caicedo's transfer, and I really hope it doesn't work for them. Overall, I think it has been a very brilliant match they won in the EPL. With La Liga, Barcelona were very wasteful. It was no sense of urgency. The attack was very slow, poor officiating, but you can't always blame the referee for your woes. Players being indisciplined at this level of football, I don't think it's acceptable. Um, Real Madrid had a very good game against Atletico Bilbao, winning that game 2 goals to nil. Um, I still think Madrid isn't the Madrid that we know. Going forward, they are going to struggle.
Well, that's some brilliant analysis in there. I mean, from Obra Kofi. I mean, I agree with him in relation to some of the points he raised. But the first most important question he reacted to: which are the teams that are likely to cause upset to the big teams this season? I quite agree with him. But on my table, I also feel Brentford is one of the teams to watch out for. They were quite a team that disturbed Tottenham Hotspurs, but for Angie's exploit and what he had wanted to do, for Spurs, they would have to come back to equalize, to make the game a 2-2 drawn game. But for Brentford, they were always going to come with that agility and that style and focus to try and upset any team. But that amazing performance from Tottenham Hotspur, and this time around, I feel they can come in with all the steel that they have. But for Brentford, they are a team to watch out for. I mean, chaps that have proven themselves over the span have also shown in that game as well. You take a critical look at a beautiful system in a 5-3-2 formation that the coach Thomas Frank is. I mean, Thomas has been in the English Premier League. He knows the ins and out of the league. He knows these players and what he can get from them. You look at their midfield. They have Christian Nogard, who knows his whereabouts in this current team, and the coach knows how to, go in with what he would want for his players to get a maximum point. I mean, staying at home for your first English Premier League performances and getting a 2-2 drawn game where you'd have to even go up 2 goals to 1 for Spurs to come and call, or to come and sort of split the game and share points is quite impressive. The likes of Yoni Wissa, played quite an amazing game, and it could amaze you to know that the two forwards that he set up in a 5-3 formation all got the goals. The likes of Brian Mbuemo and Yoni Wissa are all getting goals, and it's quite of a formation this coach Francis Mott Frank, and I feel they are one of the teams to watch out for in obstructing the big teams in the English Premier League this season. One of them that I've penciled on my table again is the likes of the team that played Manchester United yesterday, Wolverhampton Wanderers. You cannot mention that they are say a smaller team anymore, mid-table, kind of causing a huge upset in the game. United would have to struggle yesterday to get that point, and they have guys who've played repeatedly for their setup, and they showed up once again. For them, the likes of Greg Dawson in defense was quite instrumental, and Nelson Semedo quite surprised me yesterday. He was all over and had a bit of a game from the flanks, the right flank, moving in forward and trying to obstruct the Manchester United team. And I saw an amazing performance from Wan Hee-chan, and Hee-chan was solid yesterday, even though he came on from the bench in 63 minutes, in the 63rd minutes of the game. He was quite phenomenal, a performance he put up. And Fabio Silva, I mean, all these substitutions that was introduced by Gary O'Neill was splendid, especially with the team knowing that their coach just left them and he has to step in. The boys were quite motivated to do something great. So I feel these are the two picks for me for this week. I feel they will be causing a lot of upset. There are lots of them, but these are the two major that I took a critical look at that will be causing upset in the league this campaign. Well, there was one big question that was posed that I'm not going to talk about it a lot, but especially with the new signings that stood out and, and why I felt all the new signings stood out. The third question I want to tackle it before the second. All the new signings stood out, with the exception of Manchester United's Mason Mount, and he did not have even a good preseason. I feel the jersey number 7 is huge for him. The price that was used in buying him, I feel, was just a little too much on him, and that thing has been playing a little bit of a trick in his mind, and it's quite frustrating his play and what have you. And I guess it's one of the reasons why. Uh, I mean, he's unable to still pull off, in that number 7 shirt for Manchester United. Well, for the title contender, I feel Chelsea stands tall. I mean, a huge applause to the Chelsea coach. Is one that Mauricio Pochettino is one that I didn't really look up to transform the Chelsea's play. These are new crop of players who've not established, as in established in the footballing space. But he's able to do the trick with them, and they are relatively very young. And look at that young striker and his movement into space, and how Chelsea receives the ball and does not delay, and try to swing passes together. You pick the Chelsea Liverpool game. I feel Chelsea showed class, a lot of class in comparison to Liverpool. And for me, it's Chelsea that I pick as my team for this weekend. They played quite instrumental, beautiful swing of passes, understanding the coach's philosophy, coming back to defend in a very good shaping, in a very good shape. And I feel Chelsea was quite instrumental. I mean, my pick for who would be a title contender this season. So the question was put title contenders. So I could pick Manchester City. In my order of arrangement, is Chelsea first before Manchester City. Chelsea showed a lot of class. But hey, this is just week 1, and there's a lot more to come. Kindly subscribe to this page if you are new to it, and also stay with us with your comments. We'll be reacting to them as well, and put your notification button on.